Good morning, folks. Jer here on the 21st of September with your news. I hope everyone's having a great morning or day or whenever you're watching this. We've got a bit of news to get through and a couple of announcements as well. Just a quick one. It'll be in the community tab later today as well. And we are doing an interview with Adam Pope from BBC Leeds tomorrow morning. So if there's any questions you'd like to ask Adam or anything you'd like to know or his opinion on stuff, if you want to pop the questions in there, and I'll send them over to him later on today. And plan for that will be to get that video out either Friday morning, because there won't be a video from me on Friday as I'm traveling, or on Saturday, depending on timing. So if you're want to get some questions and his take on stuff at Leeds at the moment, I will put a post in the community tab shortly, and you can pop in there and answer them. We'll crack on with the news then. There's a little bit floating around. Some good, some not so good. So we'll start off with the bad news. And Uefa are involved in the new deal that is being negotiated between the EFL, the Premier League, the FA, as well as other teams in Europe. And this is to try and push more money down the pyramid, or at least that's how it appears. When you look at this more closely, they're looking at bringing in a 70% wage to income cap on teams. And what that would mean is that Leeds would only be allowed to spend £137 million per season, versus, say, Manchester City, who could spend 456 million per season, or Arsenal that could do 263. What this would essentially do is even more than financial fair play has already done, is bake the Premier League into exactly the standings that you're looking at. And what you'll look and you'll see with that there is wherever they are there, that's pretty much going to be it now. That's kind of what they want to do. And this really does look like a power move from the top six clubs to make sure that they stay there and they don't come out of it. It's for me a bad deal, not a good deal. The days of seeing clubs come up and down the table, and smaller clubs become bigger clubs and teams win Premier Leagues that shouldn't do them. Even Leicester are probably the only team to break this model. Is looking tougher and tougher. It really, really is looking harder and harder, and it looks like they're trying to make it harder. There's also going to be a reduction in parachute payments to teams that go down, as well as changes to the EFL Cup, or the League Cup, and the FA Cup as well, which we talked about yesterday. We're looking at the under-21s for the top six teams, or any team playing in Europe. Under-21 sides will play in the League Cup, and they're trying to get rid of FA Cup replays for the third and fourth round. So it's not a great deal. It's not a great deal. We're talking about the Americanization of sport, and we talked about it last night on our live stream. This, for me, is as big a problem. This is a danger move that will stop teams like Leeds growing to their full capacity, because your owners aren't going to be able to invest that money. It has to come in through revenue. So that's not great. And we're going to bridge the bad news with some good news today. We're going to keep it balanced. So Archie Gray has been called up to the England under-17 team. So best of luck, Archie, with that. Moving on to Rasmus Kristensen. We're getting through this today. We're getting through quickly. Got loads of work to do. Get on with Rasmus Kristensen. He has admitted that his move from Austria to Premier League has been tougher than he expected. He said that he was a physical presence in Austria, and that he moving to England has equalised his presence. He found the players in England a lot bigger and more physical. He said that you get here, and he said you hang on tooth and nail every single week, and it moves you because you have to develop and you have to get better every single week. And he said it was a big challenge, but it's one that he's willing to accept. And he said it's 2 weeks since Leeds' last game, and as a result, he said he is more than ready. He is completely ready to go again for Leeds when he comes back after the international break. So there's been a couple of comments with a couple of players like Aronson and Kristensen who have made comments about elements of the game that they thought they might struggle with in England, and working to improve on them. And I like that. It shows a really good attitude. So that's willing to admit that it's not perfect. There's cracks in their game, but they're going to work on them. I love it. Back to some bad news. Victor Orta has been linked very heavily today with a move to Chelsea as their sporting director. Chelsea have been searching for a sporting director since Todd Bowley took over, and have struggled to get them. Some of their leading candidates have pulled out of the race at last minute. They've struggled to get their main targets that they want to, and they've now shifted their focus across to Orta, and this is according to the Daily Mail. This would be a big move for Chelsea. It'd be a bad move for Leeds. Whatever about Orta's maybe hit and miss record, he has a lot of hits still. A lot of big hits at Leeds. We will find out if everyone who said Orta gets it is correct, because if he goes to Chelsea, he doesn't get it. But we'll wait and see what happens there. But this is a potentially a big move for Leeds, because trying to find a sporting director at the level of Victor Orta could be very tricky for Leeds. So, moving on to Jamie Shackleton, and according to the Phil Hay show, Phil Hay has said that Jamie Shackleton is aware that he is almost done with Leeds. The player has 12 months left on his contract and is currently on loan at Millwall and doing reasonably well, playing as a right wing back for Millwall. But he is settled on the fact that it looks like his future is not back with Leeds and he will be leaving Leeds, which is kind of sad. I like Shackleton. I think had he maybe adopted the right back position earlier, he might have stuck around for a bit longer because he's quite good there. I said it yesterday. I like him there. Elland Road is not going to be a stadium if the UK and Ireland are successful in their bid for the 2020. It is said that Leeds ground has not been shortlisted. However, grounds that have been shortlisted are Wembley, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which is still a crap name for a stadium. Do better. Get a better name than that. London Stadium, also crap name for a stadium. Villa Park, Stadium MK, Milton Keynes. Really? They're going to get in this? Old Trafford, the Etihad, Everton's new stadium, which isn't built yet. The Stadium of Light in Sunderland and St James's Park. You can see they're kind of trying to spread them around England a fair bit, but I don't know why it's not on the list. Why we won't make it. Apparently Arsenal aren't on it either, but Arsenal aren't on it because their pitch is too narrow. You would imagine you could change that. But yeah, that's going to be an issue. So yeah, that's that one. Elland Road currently is not a host city for the 2028. Should the UK and Ireland get the award. And then finally, some strange and odd news, but I thought we'd just finish on a positive note. Joao Felix, the Atletico Madrid striker, Portuguese player, has said that his favourite Premier League club is Leeds. Asked lots of things in an interview this week while on international duty. He was asked about his favourite Premier League club, and he said Leeds United. The caveat to this is that he probably said Leeds United because he didn't want to start a rumour mill going about moving to bigger clubs in the Premier League, or top six. The top six. Not bigger clubs. There's no bigger clubs. The top six. You know what I mean. So yeah, the top six side. So yeah, Joao Felix. They're saying there's a chance. There's a chance. All we need is 122 million. We can get that one done. Cool, folks. That's it for today. Again, if you want to get some questions into Adam Pope, if you want to pop them in the community tab this morning, I will get them across to him. Thanks for watching, and the live stream from last night where we discussed the season so far, as well as rating our players that we've signed so far. And we've talked a bit more about the new deal in a bit more detail and the Americanization of sport in Britain, or football in England specifically, and with Alex from the American Leeds podcast and Michael. So that's your news for today. Thanks for popping in. See you tomorrow. Bye.